Welcome to PyanGo's Budgetary Control application. Budgetary Control is available as a NetSuite Suite App bundle that can be installed in your account. It provides real-time encumbrance accounting, also called commitment control, required by many enterprises. It provides detailed tracking of budgets to actual throughout the procurement process. This video helps troubleshoot common issues with the budget check process. First, let's review a budget setup. You can navigate to Transactions, Budgetary Control, Maintain Budgets. Here I have a sample budget that is set up. Each budget definition has a defined start and end date. Only transactions within these date ranges will impact this budget. Note that the Track versus Control option, when set to Control, the user will not be able to commit a line item or save a transaction when exceeding the budget. When set to tracking mode, the transaction can be saved, but it will be flagged as being over budget. This budget is fairly simple, and we'll take a look at the detail here and use this to exhibit some common problems that may pop up in budgetary control. We have three different accounts with different classes, departments, and locations assigned with an annual budget. PyanGo also supports monthly and quarterly budgets as well as custom segments in the setup, but we'll keep it simple for this training session. Now let's switch to a transaction and create some purchase orders. This first one will be over budget. I will make a copy of an existing purchase order that should impact our budget. Previously, we had seen that we had a $1,500 budget set up for this particular budget line item of utilities account. I am going to change this amount to be $2,222, which should be over budget. And notice here I did not get any kind of warning or error message that pops up. The reason in this case is the actual application has been turned off. If I go to the Setup Manager and look at General Preferences and scroll down to the Custom Preferences, I will see a series of checkboxes for Budgetary Control. I need to make sure that Budgetary Control is installed. So after turning that option on at the company preferences level, I'm going to go back in and then recreate that purchase order. So let's re-enter in our over budget amount and press OK. And at this point we should see an over budget warning pop up. And so this message is indicating that we have an existing budget of $1,489, but we've exceeded it for this specific segmentation of utilities account, corporate sales, class, admin department, location, Boston, annual budget, and budget definition being budget BD001. This gives the user complete information as to which budget line item has been exceeded. If I press OK, I've got it set to tracking mode, so it allows me to continue, and notice that the over budget flag has been turned on for this line item. I'm going to go back in and fix this, and let's say we want to actually have a $22 amount for our budget, and then when I press OK, then I should be able to pass the budget check. Okay, now I'm going to add another line item, this time specifying a different segmentation. I'm going to apply or tag this line item to the marketing department instead of the admin department and add that line item. We should now get a message indicating that no budget was found, and this is due to a missing budget line item. So again, now we can see that the department is marketing, and we could not find a budget definition ledger for this line. And what that refers to is in our transaction budgetary control encumbrance inquiry, we have a listing of all the budget line items and the impacts against those budgets. And notice that we have a marketing department, but it's for the meals and entertainment account and not the utilities account. So we're not properly hitting a line item, and that is why we received the error message on the purchase order. If you were to save this transaction, then the system will actually create what's called a $0 budget line item here with a budget amount of 0 and an encumbrance or pre-encumbrance amount in the amount of $22. One of the features of PyanGo Budgetary Control is the use of segment hierarchies. For example, a department may belong to a division and share its budgets with other departments. In this case, we have an admin division and we have an accounting and IT department within that particular division. In this case, the budget will be defined at the parent department level, and this is defined by checking the budget level box on the segment definition. If you notice there, it's highlighted as yes at the admin level and no at the child department levels. So now let's switch back to the purchase order and we'll look at a normal case. A transaction will be created at the child department level. Initially will exceed the parent budget level, and the pop-up will occur. So again, I will change my amount here to, let's say, $3,333 and press OK. And notice that the department here is the admin accounting department and not the parent level admin division as in the first line item of the purchase order. And so now we again have our warning message indicating we've exceeded the remaining amount, and notice that the department is the admin and not the child level amount. By lowering the amount, let's make it $33, I will be able to pass the budget check at this point, and it will meet the budget check criteria. And then let's go ahead and save this transaction, which will generate an encumbrance for this particular purchase order. I have refreshed the encumbrance inquiry, and now note that we have an encumbrance amount of $66. If I drill down on that budget ledger detail, I can see the audit trail of which purchase orders have impacted this particular budget. So this is the budget ledger detail, and notice that the department here is the admin department, and we have now $66 of encumbrance, and that is made up of these three different line items that have come from different purchase orders. Specifically, the $33 came from that second line item where I had the child level department contributing to the parent level budget. So this in effect allows us to share budgets across departments. Hierarchies are supported for the account, class, department, and location segments only. Let's look at another example of a missing budget. The user selects a department where the budget level checkbox is turned off, in this case the sales department. So let's go back to the purchase order that I had previously created, and I'll edit it, add another line, and switch the department now to sales and add that as a new line item. In this case, the system is unable to match the department because the budget level has been turned off, and so therefore it has been removed from the filtering criteria to try to find a corresponding budget definition ledger. So notice there's no department criteria being specified here, and so it cannot find a budget definition ledger. If I then switch, let's say, to the marketing department, I should be able to at least see the error that I could not find the budget ledger, but it is the marketing department and I still don't have a budget line item for that. But in this case, that budget level flag was turned on to check against that. Lastly, I'll detail the budget exclusion feature. By default, PyanGo applies budget checks to all expense, deferred expense, other expense, and fixed asset account types. In this chart of accounts, you'll see all the variety of different types that are specified. In some cases, you may want to exclude some of these accounts from the budget check. For example, let's say that no insurance expenses should be checked against budget, which are listed right here. If I create a purchase order against the insurance expense, I will get a warning check indicating that the budget line does not exist. And that is shown here for a new line item on this purchase order. In this case, I was specifying just the account information. This can be annoying to see this pop up all the time, so I can check the box to exclude this account on the account definition right down here. So I'll save that to modify the chart of account, and I will then cancel out of my purchase order, re-edit the purchase order, add a new line, and I will change the account to my insurance expense, put in an amount, add that, and at this point we should not see the pop-up being displayed. Note that this feature is applied only for the account segment. And there we've completed this particular purchase order, and if I was to save this, I would not see an impact against my budget line items for this excluded account. Thanks for watching this video on troubleshooting typical issues with budgetary control. And remember, PyanGo helps smart organizations change the world.